Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Birch and Lily, where I talk all about all of the nitty goodness that I've been up to over the past couple weeks. Today is a regular podcast episode. I feel like I haven't filmed one of these in ages, but interestingly enough, I don't have a lot to talk about today, so it's definitely going to be a shorter one, but I have some projects I've been working on, some things I got over Christmas, acquisitions, all the good stuff. So it should be a fun video nonetheless. Before we jump on into everything that I'm going to talk about today, there are a few places you can find me on the internet. My website is birchandlilyfiber.com and my Instagram is at birch.and.lily. There are some other places you can find me. I won't get into those. Everything is linked down below in the description, including everything that I talk about today. So if you do have any questions about anything I talk about today, they should be answered down in the description. And if they're not, feel free to leave me a comment. If you haven't watched last week's episode, which was my Everything I Knit in 2023 video, which you should watch if you haven't because it's a really good one, you wouldn't know that I am indeed filming on a new camera. I want to send a little thank you out again, just in case you aren't interested in those Everything I Knit videos. Just a thank you for your support of the channel. I wouldn't have been able to purchase this camera if it wasn't for you, so I really appreciate your support and I'm so thankful for it. The channel basically doubled in subscribers last year and it was really cool to see all the growth that it had, so thank you. This camera is because of you. But I also want to note that if something looks weird, I'm playing around with settings. Last week when I recorded in 4K thinking, oh, it'll be great. And then the file was 80 gigabytes and it took me 7 hours to edit. So we're trying 1080p today, which is still super high quality, but I'm not 100% sure about the settings. So hopefully this looks good. We'll see. If it's a little weird, please bear with me and it'll get better as we go because we're all learning together, kind of, sort of. Anyways, one other announcement. The Violeta KAL is still going on. I have not worked on my Violeta, so I don't have that to show you. But if you are interested in entering the Violeta KAL, which Unit Toronto is running, that goes, I think, until the end of this month, January. So you can definitely cast on and enter. All you have to do, I think, is cast the sweater on, create a project page on Ravelry, and then like post and join in on the conversation in their forum on Ravelry. So if that interests you, definitely do that. I'm sure I've put a picture up on the screen of what it looks like. And then the other thing is that the Cozy Classic Raglan, no, it was just called the Cozy Classic KAL, but it was to knit the Cozy Classic Raglan or the Cozy Classic Light. That's a mouthful. From Jessie Made Designs is now done. I have to contact Camry and get figured out what we're doing for prizes and stuff. We've both been very busy, but that's done now. So if you did join in, thank you for joining. Again, I sucked at knitting mine, but I loved seeing everything that you guys tagged me in. So I really appreciate that as well. So with that, that is all we have for announcements. Let's jump into what I've been working on because I don't have any finished objects this episode, which is a little weird. I feel like with like over a month's time since the last time I recorded a sit-down podcast video, I would have more progress to show, but I don't. I had a very busy Christmas and now I feel like I'm kind of catching up. It's okay though. It was worth it. I got to visit lots of family and see everyone back home in Alberta, so it was great. So worth not getting lots of knitting done for sure. I should also say, another plug for my Everything I Did in 2023. I haven't put this pile away yet because I just haven't had time, but this is everything I knit in 2023. So if you're interested in it, that's why it's sitting there. But let's jump back into works in progress. My first one here is my Syncope sweater. This is in a bag. I'm blanking on the name now. Cabana Berry Designs. And I'm test knitting this for Winter's Weather Knits. I've got the body done now and just 2 sleeves. I can usually crank out sleeves pretty quickly. I'm hoping to work on one today and then kind of go from there. But I am knitting this out of Cascade 220 fingering. This colorway is called Ginseng. I'm liking it so far. For an affordable yarn, I think it's pretty good. It is slightly splitty. I don't know if you can see kind of the plies there, how they're a little bit loose. So I have once in a while split them, but otherwise it feels great. I believe this one is non-superwash. I'm not 100% sure. Let me see if the tag says. Just says 100% Peruvian Highland wool. So I'm not sure. I don't think this one is superwash. But the feel of it is pretty good actually. And when I blocked my swatch, it came out quite soft and definitely loosened up and gave it quite a bit of drape. So I'm excited to have this blocked and to be able to wear it. Because right now it is feeling a little stiff, but it's only because of the stitch pattern that it uses. So before we get into that, I am knitting the size 5, which I believe is the extra large, which sounds weird to say. I don't think I've ever been an extra large. But just bust measurement wise, that's where I ended up, and I'm fine with it. I don't care. But it's meant to be a really large, oversized, boxy garment, so it feels really weird knitting it because it feels huge. But I also know that means the sleeves are gonna go really fast because they have to be quite a bit shorter. It is a drop shoulder garment. I guess I could hold it up. Here we go. So yeah, it's a drop shoulder garment with this really neat texture. The texture is all created with slip stitches, so that's why I think it feels really stiff right now before blocking it, because a lot of those stitches are pulled quite far, making the fabric quite a bit stiffer. But I think it's knitting up really, really nice. So it's cropped, it has, like it sucks in a little bit on the bottom. So you do, sorry, it's rolling there a bit just because of the hem transition, but when I block it, it'll go away. But it cinches in quite a bit. You cast on less stitches than you need for the body at the beginning, and then do like a really rapid increase before you start working on the main part of the body. So I think that's gonna have a really cute fit on dresses, even with high-waisted jeans. We'll see. It is quite cropped. Holding it here, it's sitting just above my belly button. Now, when I block it, I think I'm gonna pull down on it a little bit and try and get a little bit of extra length out of it. So I think that should fix things a lot. But yeah, it's looking really cute so far. I like the color I chose. I like how it's like gray, but it's got that bluey green kind of sagey undertone sort of color to it. It's like a gray sage. I don't know. I've been really into this color in the past little while. You'll see when you see my next garment. But yeah, I'm pleased with it so far. Excited to pick up and cast on one of the sleeves today because, like I said, it's going to go really, really fast. I have a feeling this is one of those things where I could get a sleeve done in a day if I really sat down and put my mind to it. So I might try to do that. This is taking a while. Quite a few of us testers are behind on the test knit, and she has given us a wee bit of an extension. I think it's just because, well, first of all, it's a very light fingering weight, and second of all, with the slip stitches, it cinches that fabric up, and so all the rows just seem to take that little bit longer. So I think we're all kind of feeling the pressure a little bit. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really nice classic everyday wearable piece, and I'm excited to feel the drape when it's blocked, because while I'm not a huge fingering weight garment knitter because of how long they take, I love the drape of them once they're blocked. So I think this is going to be a great staple piece. Working on this, I should wind up a couple more skeins of it before I go downstairs after I'm done recording, because I'll probably work on this while I'm editing. The pattern itself is really easily memorizable, and I don't really have to look at it too much. So it's a great like knitting and reading, knitting and editing a video, type of project, so I think that'll be a great one to work on while I'm doing today's video, which of course I'm filming the day of. I do this to myself, and then once I finish editing the video, I tell myself, don't do that again, and then I still do it again. So it'll be up on time, I'm not worried, but yeah, this has been fun. I've made quite a bit of progress on both of these since last episode, but it's also been quite a while, so maybe it's not as much as I think. The other project I've been working on is in, do I dare hold this up? It's so covered in dog fur. This is a bag from Jenna Rose Handmade. I love this bag. It holds so much, but it's also so easy to carry around because of the handles on it. I definitely think I'm the type of person who prefers a tote bag for my knitting these days. So I'm really enjoying this one. And this is my Little Crystals sweater test knit for Celine Feyten. And I might as well show you all the yarn first. I think last time I knit this, I was only working with the main color. So I've definitely done quite a bit because all the colors are in this now. And I don't know, let's see. Oh yeah. The only one you can't really see is the dark purple there. Maybe I'll hold up half of them, especially since I had to hand wind one of these balls while I was away because I don't bring my ball winder and Swift with me, obviously. So hand wound balls are a lot harder to hold than cakes, but here are some of the colors. I'll have the names of all of them down below if you're interested, but this main one here, I guess I will share. This is Seagrass. And then I'll have all the other ones linked down below, of course, in the description. And then these are the other three. I did have originally one other color picked out that I wanted to put in it, but I decided it was too much, and so I cut down to the 6th, which is still a lot. This is Cascade 220 as well, and this is just, I think, the worsted non-superwash base. So I'm enjoying this one a lot more than I am the fingering weight base. I don't find it rough. It's not bugging my hands at all. Like, as it drags across my finger, it isn't irritating me at all. I don't find it to be nearly as splitty. Like, you can tell the plies are, they're loose, but they're not as loose as the fingering was. Yeah, I'm quite a fan of this. I think if one day I'm brave enough to steek a garment, I would want to do my first steeked garment with a non-superwash, and I think this would be a great one. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I've had some comments lately of people wanting information on some more affordable yarns that they can use, because not everyone can afford hand-dyed yarn. I totally understand. And so I ordered both of these Cascade bases, hoping to be able to give some sort of review on them, and I think fingering's good if you're okay with dealing with some splitting. I've been very happy with it, but I would highly recommend the Cascade 220. I haven't tried their superwash bases yet, so maybe I'll have to do that at some point and give a review on those, but I'm happy with this so far. I think it's working quite well, and affordability wise, they're like $5.50 a ball, so super affordable yarn. So all that aside, let me show you my sweater. I am knitting the size 4, and I'm making it way harder on myself and doing multiple colors. The pattern itself calls for only the 2 colors throughout the whole sweater, and I decided to do this. So this is my first time doing 3-stranded color work. You can probably see some spots where it's a little bit messy, but I feel like I'm getting the hang of it, and I'm really happy with how it looks. So I think it's worth it. It's slow going, but thankfully I'm only doing it on like this big section here, and then there's one more across the bottom that I'm gonna do it on, and then these all repeat on the sleeves. But thankfully that's the only spot I'm doing the 3-stranded color work, is in the middle of this, so it's not too bad, but it's definitely time consuming. But otherwise, I think this is adorable. Sorry, I'm looking at my camera has a monitor on the side of it now, and I gotta get used to staring at the lens. That's the word. So I apologize if I'm looking over there every once in a while just to check that everything is in focus and centered. It's taking some getting used to, but I do like it compared to the setup I had before. And I can also use, which I don't even know where it is right now. It's in my pocket. I can use my phone now, which is nice. If I forget to leave a note about something, I can look it up. So yeah, valuable upgrade. Anyways, yeah, I have a little bit more of this, I believe this is just called like a lice stitch left to do, and then I'll move into like a smaller version of this, and then the rib, and then the sleeves should go really, really fast. I do find I knit color work quite quickly. I think it's just the excitement of seeing what's coming next. So yeah, I'm glad I put the collar on. I find once I'm able to put the collar on, I think it's valuable for me to do so, because then the sweater really seems to take shape. So, and then I tend to like the sweater more, where before the collar is on it, I'm like, oh, I don't know. But now I'm really pleased with it. Yeah, size 4, testing it for Celine Feyten. I think this is coming out on the 15th. So again, I'm a little bit behind, but there are some other people who are too. So we're doing the best we can, and I'm pretty sure I can finish this by the 15th. Yeah, I'm not too worried. I might start working on one of the sleeves next just to switch it up a little bit. But yeah, got a lot of work on this on our road trip, and excited to see how it continues on. Okay, like I said, I had a couple acquisition type things. Both I'm excited about, but this one I'm very, very excited about. I got an interchangeable needle set. Now, if you know me, I knit really, really loosely. So I was able to only get the small version of the interchangeable needle set as opposed to the full. So I only have like this half of the needles in my case so far. These are the Chiaogru interchangeables, the 5-inch tips. And so I only got that half of the set. And then I noticed when I opened it at Christmas, my most used size, the 3mm, or what would that be, a US 2.5, is not included in the set. I don't know why they skip by it. It goes from 2.75 to a 3.25. So you can order the tips individually. I did order those, and thankfully there's like a whole bunch of extra slots in here for needles. So I just popped my 3s there in between the 2 sizes, and I have those now. We'll see kind of as I go what other needles I feel like maybe I need an extra set of, or if I need more cables of a certain size, but I'm really excited to get using these. The projects I'm working on right now are on fixed needles, and I don't want to bother switching them over, but the next cast on I have, I'll definitely be using my interchangeable set. I'm really excited. Love my Chiaogru needles. So, and I've used the interchangeables, the really, really tiny ones, for socks for a long time. Those have been my go-to sock needles. So I'm assuming these will be just as good as those. So it comes with the needles, and then there is also the case. And then what else came in here? Some stitch markers, which, there we go. Also, apologies for my nails. Can you tell I have been dyeing yarn and I forgot to put gloves on? One time. You forget to put them on one time, stick your hands in the dye, and your nails are ruined for ages, which is so similar to when I did hair and rinsed color out at the sink. They were always stained brown, and now they're always stained pink. So that's fun. Comes with the cords. I think, let's see. There is a 14-inch, 22-inch, and 30-inch cable cord, whatever you want to call it, and then a needle gauge as well. So, yeah. Oh, and I knew I was missing something. These are the end stoppers, and then the little red heart is to make tightening your cables easier, and then some T-pins also for tightening the cables. So, really excited to jump into using this. I even used... Okay, so I guess it's a lie. I have used it a little bit. Last night I had to do a 3-needle bind off, and I had the idea, instead of just having a cable flopping around everywhere, I just took one of these needle tips to use for my 3rd needle for the 3-needle bind off, and it was amazing. So I'm going to continue to do that. But yeah, I'm excited to use these. It was a great Christmas gift. It was like the only thing I really wanted this year. It was my main gift on the list, so I'm excited. Thank you, Mom and Dad. You've made a knitter happy. The other thing I want us to talk about, when I tested my Mayberry cardigan, one of the thank yous, I guess is the best way to put it, for testing it was a skein of yarn from the designer Amy Loudon. She owns Dandelion and Dogwood, which is a yarn company, I think based out of the UK. Oh, it says hand dyed in England with recycled rainwater. Oh, that's very cool. Anyways, one of the gifts was a skein of yarn. And when I was looking through her site to pick something out, I saw this sock set and I said, I will pay for the extra mini skeins. Like, you don't have to pay for the mini skeins. I know the gift is only one skein of yarn. And she was like, no, let me send it all to you. So thank you so much, Amy. It's very sweet. But this is the Lusterwear sock set. It's blowing out maybe a little bit. That's probably the most accurate, I would say. But it's just this beautiful pastel sock set with these two minis. I'm not sure what I'm going to make out of it. I might make a hat, to be honest. I haven't been into socks that much lately, but I think this would make a really, really cute hat. It's got like the yellow, blue, purple, and some really pretty like purpley mauvey speckles throughout it. So this was waiting for me when we got home from Christmas. I'm really excited to have that in my stash and figure out what I'm going to do with it. I think that's it. Like I said, it was going to be a fast one today. Next episode, I should definitely have some new cast-ons that I'm really excited for. I was dyeing up some of the yarn for them yesterday, along with a couple orders that I have to get in the mail today. So yeah. Oh, on that note, if you missed out on my holiday Christmas update, I did decide to leave it up in the shop for a little bit. I know I've got a couple orders, so some people have seen that, but if you missed my Instagram story about that, I've popped that yarn back in the shop for a little bit. I'm not sure how long I'm going to leave it there, but I know some people had said they missed out and they wish they had grabbed some before Christmas, so it's in the shop if you're interested. They're all quite like everyday colors. I wouldn't say any of them are exceptionally Christmassy. There's a red and a green, but they're not like one colorway, they're separate. So yeah, if that's something that interests you, the shop is obviously linked down below. Otherwise, yeah, next week will be a I don't know what video, a random one, as I always do podcasts every second week. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. It really helps out the channel and helps me be able to do things like this, purchasing a camera, which made my day. I'm so excited about this camera. So I really, really appreciate all of your support. And if you haven't subscribed already, I would really appreciate that. I will see you next Tuesday for another video at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Take care. Bye.